For many 90-Day Fiancé stars, life after reality television can be a rollercoaster. Some ride the wave of fame into new careers, sponsorships, and even spin-offs. Others fade from the public eye, preferring to retreat from the chaos of their televised lives. Then there are those like Sarper Govan, whose post-show journey has been anything but ordinary. Once known as the handsome, bad boy, from Istanbul with a strict rulebook for dating, Sarper became a breakout star on 90-Day Fiancé Season 11 thanks to his fiery romance with Shekinah Garner. Fans were drawn in by his larger-than-life personality, his unapologetic swagger, and his endless string of bluntly delivered one-liners. But what no one expected was Sarper's sharp pivot into the world of stand-up comedy, an ambition that seemed quirky at first, but quickly became a defining part of his new life in America. However, in true 90-Day Fiancé fashion, Sarper's dream career has hit a major snag. The Turkish native is now facing a $35,000 lawsuit filed by Hypomania Productions, Inc., a company known for booking comedians and writing stand-up material. According to court documents, Sarper allegedly breached a business contract, though the exact details of the breach remain murky. The bombshell came when Sarper was served court papers after finishing a comedy gig in San Diego, an ironic twist for a man whose livelihood revolves around making people laugh. Sarper's rise from TV bad boy to comedy newcomer. When Sarper first appeared on 90-Day Fiancé, few would have pegged him as someone destined for the comedy stage. He was best known for his confident bravado, his controversial, only slept with 2,500 women, claim, and his tightly controlled relationship with Shekinah. But underneath his often rigid persona, viewers occasionally glimpsed a softer, funnier side of Sarper, a side that thrived on witty quips and playful banter. During his time on the show, Sarper mentioned that he dabbled in stand-up while living in Turkey. It was a hobby more than anything serious, but once he moved to Los Angeles to be with Shekinah, that passion reignited. With his bold personality and natural stage presence, it wasn't hard to imagine Sarper commanding an audience. His confidence, if nothing else, gave him the audacity to step into an industry notorious for its difficulty and cutthroat competition. In recent months, Sarper had begun booking gigs across California, performing in comedy clubs and intimate venues while steadily growing his social media presence. Fans who attended his shows often described his humor as raw, edgy, and unfiltered, not unlike the man himself. But while Sarper was busy building his comedic brand, it seems he may have overlooked the finer details of the business side of the entertainment industry, a mistake that has now snowballed into legal trouble. The $35,000 question: what went wrong? According to the lawsuit filed by Hypomania Productions, Sarper breached a business contract with the company, resulting in damages totaling $35,000. While neither party has disclosed specifics, industry insiders have speculated on what might have gone wrong. One possibility is that Sarper failed to fulfill performance obligations outlined in his contract, perhaps missing booked gigs, failing to meet promotional requirements, or deviating from agreed-upon material. Another theory is that there was a dispute over creative control or ownership of written material, an issue that has plagued countless comedians and writers in the industry. Given Sarper's relative inexperience in American entertainment law and contract negotiations, it's entirely plausible that he signed a deal without fully understanding its terms. Hypomania Productions is an established name in comedy booking, and a legal clash with such a company could be devastating for a newcomer like Sarper. Legal expert Amanda Torres, who has followed multiple reality TV star lawsuits, weighed in on the situation. Contracts in entertainment can be incredibly dense and full of legal jargon. Someone like Sarper, who is new to both the US and the industry, could easily misunderstand clauses related to exclusivity, revenue splits, or intellectual property. Unfortunately, ignorance of the law isn't a valid defense in court. Comedy career versus legal chaos. What makes this situation particularly complicated is how it threatens Sarper's budding comedy career. Stand-up is a competitive world where reputation is everything. Bookers and clubs are often wary of working with comedians who are embroiled in legal disputes, fearing that it could disrupt shows or lead to further conflict. For Sarper, whose career is still in its infancy, this lawsuit couldn't have come at a worse time. Instead of focusing on refining his material, networking with industry veterans, and building a loyal audience, he's now facing the daunting prospect of a civil case and a $35,000 claim that could financially cripple him. Yet, true to his bad boy branding, Sarper isn't letting the legal drama slow him down, at least not publicly. He continues to promote upcoming comedy shows on Instagram, sharing clips from his sets and interacting with fans who support his new path. It's clear that he's determined not to let this lawsuit derail his dream, even if the road ahead is far rockier than he anticipated. Fans react, support and skepticism. The 90-Day Fiancé fandom is nothing if not vocal, and Sarper's legal troubles have sparked intense debate online. Supporters argue that this is a simple misunderstanding, citing Sarper's unfamiliarity with US contracts and legal systems. "He's new here and just trying to follow his dream," one fan wrote on Reddit. "The guy's barely had time to adjust to American life, let alone learn how to navigate the entertainment industry. Cut him some slack." Others, however, are far less sympathetic. Critics believe that Sarper's cocky attitude, so often displayed on the show, may have carried over into his business dealings. He probably thought he could charm or talk his way through a professional contract the way he does with everything else, another fan speculated. That kind of arrogance catches up with you. Could this be his Darcy Silver moment? Sarper's situation is reminiscent of other 90-Day Fiancé alums whose personal lives became bigger headlines than their time on the show. Reality stars like Darcy Silver, Danielle J. Barley, and Michael Ilesanmi have all endured public scandals that defined their post-show narratives, often overshadowing their original storylines. If handled poorly, Sarper's lawsuit could become his defining moment, a scandal fans never forget. On the other hand, if he navigates it well, he could emerge as an underdog figure, someone who faced a brutal setback but refused to give up on his dream. The road ahead. Can Sarper recover? Sarper now finds himself at a crossroads. If he fights the lawsuit and wins, he could clear his name and gain a wave of sympathy from fans, framing himself as a newcomer unfairly targeted in a cutthroat industry. If he loses, or quietly settles, it could mark a significant financial and reputational blow. But knowing Sarper, one thing is certain, he won't retreat quietly. This is the same man who brashly declared himself the bad boy of 90-Day Fiancé and unapologetically lived up to the title. If anything, this lawsuit may fuel his comedic material, giving him fresh stories to tell on stage about cultural misunderstandings, the perils of fame, and the absurdities of American law. Final thoughts. Sarper Goven's leap from reality television to stand-up comedy was already unconventional, but this $35,000 lawsuit has transformed his journey into something straight out of a dramedy. Whether this ends as a cautionary tale or a redemption arc remains to be seen. For now, Sarper continues to perform, promote his shows, and post as though nothing is amiss. Perhaps that's his greatest strength, the ability to laugh, even when life throws a punchline he didn't see coming. One thing is for sure, in true 90-Day Fiancé fashion, Sarper's story isn't over yet. In fact, it may just be getting started.